It appears the arachnoid mater, which is the middle of three meninges and surrounds the brain and the spinal cord. The dural mater, a tough connective tissue and outside layer of meninges, and the pia mater, the inside of the meninges, were removed from my brain prior to being preserved. Here is the cerebellum. This controls the balance and muscle coordination. Inferior to the cerebellum is the cerebrum, which is the largest portion of the brain and is divided into left and right halves. The corpus callosum is the tissue that connects the two hemispheres of the brain. The outside layer of the cerebrum is the cortex. The main function of the cortex is to control high levels of cognitive and sensory processes. The gyri, the ridges, and the sulci, the grooves on the brain surfaces, allow neurons to be packed into the skull, which enhances cognitive abilities. The diencephalon region is made up of the thalamus and the hypothalamus. The thalamus acts as a sensory center and sends impulses to the correct cerebral regions. Inferior to the thalamus is the hypothalamus, which controls body temperature, appetite, and more. Here are the third and fourth ventricles. They are connected by the cerebral aqueduct, which contains spinal fluid. The cordus plexus helps produce spinal fluid. Here is the optical nerve, which is a cranial nerve. Cranial nerves leave the brain and provide motor and sensory supply to the head and the neck. The gray matter contains cell bodies, dendrites, and unmyelated axons, and is found in the cerebral cortex and the spinal cord. The white matter is bundles of myelated axons and is found in the cerebrum and the spinal cord. The midbrain is located between the pons and the diencephalon and contains eye movement and visual and auditory information. The pons transmits signals between the cerebellum and the cerebrum and connects the brain to the spinal cord. The medulla contains reflex centers that control coughing, sneezing, and hiccuping. It contains another center for heart rate, blood pressure, and respiration. The pineal body is an endocrine gland that secretes melatonin and is located in the roof of the third ventricle. The hippocampus controls emotional state and turning short-term memory into long-term memory. The olfactory bulb has cell bodies of neurons that synapse with neurons of olfactory nerves. The optic chiasma is the crossing point of the optic nerves. The pituitary gland controls multiple endocrine glands.